Swami Vishnu-devananda first talks about sadhana, and then Dr. Sivananda Advaryhoo speaks about karma yoga. Dr. Sivananda Advaryhoo is a famous eye surgeon who's done over 400,000 operations, and he is the direct disciple of Swami Sivananda in Rishikesh, India. This was taped 1986, the seminar on karma, disease, and reincarnation in Balmoral, Yogi, Canada.
By the energy different ways of the center, from the grosser state to the subtle state of prana, to pranayama, to silence and kevala kumbhaka, meditation, and to the wonderful sound of Lord's name, that standing singing of God's name. You further increase your vibrant level from emotional level to devotional level, like making the water into steam, and you repeat God's name. The emotions are converted into steam, very powerful. And through meditation, we consolidate the intellectual thought as well as the causal body, and eventually you brought all the energy to the center, Bindu, that ultimate soundless sound, Om, or God, or Brahman, or your own self, Atma. So you worked in all levels. This is called the complete whole approach. And our Guru Sivananda Maharaj called this as synthesis of yoga. It combines everything. There's nothing is unimportant in your life. You approach every method you must use to bring that energy in the center. This morning, Dr. Advaryhoo, Sivananda Advaryhoo, the senior most disciple of Guru Sivananda, dedicated his life for serving the humanity through karma yoga, selfless service, as per the instruction of his Guru from Sivananda Maharaj. He said to him, your ashram, your home, your temple is the sick, suffering. Dedicate your life and serve with Atma Bhava, not merely serving, with Narayana Bhava, see the Lord in your patients and serve them with Narayana Bhava. And this morning, he will give a little bit more of his experiences. And although that he is 8 years old, he never misses not only meditation in his headquarters in Virnagar, in Gujarat. They got the big hospitals, and he is regularly visiting his patients. He moves every day, traveling by jeep or connected by the Swiss Blind Swiss Society to reduce the blindness in India. They have several vehicles connected by Switzerland, and he uses that to go from village to village, town to town, constantly traveling every day. At the 80, he never stopped serving, and his health is unbelievably, you can see how strongly. That's God. Through service, seeing God in all your patients, seeing God wherever you go, the same Supreme Being shines. Whether you wash the dishes in the kitchen or whether you worship, like yesterday we did, you offer the same water and milk to the deity by chanting Rudram, Namadam, Chamadam, Purushutam, Jisutam, etc. The same energy will come to you when you wash the dishes in the kitchen with the same heart, same feeling. I am serving to this, my Lord, by serving, washing the dishes of my people. I cannot serve you, but here is your manifestation. I see you in this manifestation. I cook food. Instead of cooking food for guests, you think I am cooking for food Lord Narayana, and He manifests to everybody. And when you cook with that feeling, with that faith, and everyone eats, you are serving Lord, you are offering bhog, prasadam, nevedyam to the Lord. And exactly you are doing is when you serve the same food. Living Narayana is taking that food. It's not only a statue or a picture, you are offering living Narayana, that all living beings are Lord Narayana's form. This is the way karma yogi works. This is what work you do. And when you move the lawn, when you water the flowers, when you work in the kitchen, when you serve the guest, to bring their physical and mental health to asana, pranayama, everything is service. That attitude is the important attitude. So it is not what action you do. Every action is worship. Only change of mind necessary. The same flower you bring to your wife, you think at that time you are not just bringing it to your wife, she is Durga, the mother goddess, Shakti, Lakshmi. If you offer in that type, that it becomes devotion. It's no more physical attachment. You don't see that wife is made an object for enjoyment or pleasure or your servant. You see Durga in her, the great goddess. So you serve to her. And when you serve your children, think you are serving Lord Krishna, the baby Krishna. And so when you serve your husband, think you are serving the Supreme Being through him. So this is the way your mind gets purified. So every action you can convert into different, how selfish that action is, how remote and bad action is there, that can be converted by offering to Lord. Even the worst action, offer to Him. This is my worship, O Lord. I serve you through this particular action in you. And that's called Karma Yoga. That your mind will purify, your energy will go upward. Nothing can just bind you anymore. You are just like a bird let loose and you attain your freedom. Selfishness is binding you. I want this, my home, my children, my property, only for me, everything for me. That is attaching, tying yourself. Now untie this to self, the same action will release you. And once you cut that attachment and offer everything as thine, instead of mine, that's all you have to do. I am the instrument. Let me play the best part in my life. And that's how you get true inner strength and happiness. That no disease can touch you. A person who engaged in this type of worship, seeing God in everything, every action is good. Whether you cook, whether you wash, whether you work, whether you move the lawn, whether you work in the computer, whether you work in the office, whatever it is, that's the way you offer, you serve the Supreme, your energy level will never go down. Your energy lifted up. Without food, without water, without all the medicines you can cure, because the same God is shining in you. Only thing is you remove the lower vibration to higher vibration and be an instrument. At that time, God will make your body to play like a beautiful fruit of Lord Krishna. The fruit is power. That's why he is able to play beautifully. If the fruit is hard, the mass inside, then he can't play. So also, the body is the fruit. And the God is still within us. He's not far away. He's within us. He's watching. And let him play this flute. Empty it. Empty the ego. That's the mass. And that will become hollow. And even Jesus says, empty that I feel it. The truth is everywhere. We have emptied this ego. That's the only thing which creates all problems for humanity or anyone. Empty the ego and become hollow and surrender and play. Then God will make your body and will play it beautifully like an instrument to bring happiness to you and happiness to anyone who comes near you. And Dr. Sivananda Advaryhoo is a shining example of this. I watched him long time ago. So when he was small and Swami at 18, 19 years old, I used to go and watch him, his service, his feeling, and his affection people. And because all India, most of the people are really poor, they got no money, no food, and they live in the hot desert, ploughing and whatever they can farm from their small land. And these type of people, we served so many years, and there's no doubt Gurudev is waiting with his special place, Vimana, to take him to his abode. Shanti. After that, you have time to leave that.
Sahana bhavatu sahanau punaktu sahaviryam karavavahai tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. My dear brothers and sisters, on the opening day, we rapidly brushed over what is yoga and what yoga is not. But we must today offer prayers to the father of yoga, Maharishi Patanjali. Yogena chittasya padena vacham malam sharivasya cha vaidakena yopakarotim pravaram muninam patanjalim pranjaliranatosmi. The prayer says, I go down to Maharishi Patanjali with folded hands. Maharishi Patanjali, what for? Yogena chittasya. He has given us yoga to purify our mind and subconscious mind. Yogena chittasya padena vacham. We have to purify our language by grammar. He has given us the grammar. And yoga and he gave us the medicine to purify our mind. Similarly, our master, Swami Sivananda, he is the greatest man and the greatest believer and promoter of yoga. We should offer our prayers to him. Ganga takasam chirayogirajam yoge ramantam suchishantamuktim Ananda samstam vikine vasantam kashayavantam satatam namami gnane vishadam kshitideha bhalam purnabhiramam paripurnakamam yogi shivanandamanantarupam Kaivalyavasam satatam namami. The great sage who stayed on the banks of Mother Ganges. He was always peaceful in summer and winter, that means in happiness on this day. A great Jnani with a very big body, we bow down to that great yogi, Swami Shivananda, and his representative, Swami Vishnu, is among us. We all offer our prostrations to him. We have rapidly gone over the definitions of yoga. I want to remind you about the fundamentals in the practice of yoga. First thing, you must have a sturdy body. Sturdy doesn't mean very fatty or weighty, but the body which can stand heat and cold, which can stand thirst, which can work hard, which can do as you want it to do. Our body should not be, if it's too hot I can't get out, if water is too cold I cannot take bath. That should not be the case. That first thing. Then you must know how to breathe properly. In my experience about now 56 years of medicine, I have noticed that many of the patients who are suffering from tuberculosis and asthma, they do not know how to breathe. Swamiji also pointed out this thing some days back, that while breathing in, your diaphragm must go down and the abdomen must come up. That thing, instead of that, they breathe.
Today I was watching Mother. She was doing the same thing. I immediately asked her, please correct it.
See?
And also, even doctors do not know how to breathe. They know about the diaphragm, but hundreds and hundreds of doctors, they don't know how to breathe.
So, what happens in breathing this way? I just want to get out of my subject and tell you. You know, if the room is not clean for a long time, the dust collects in the corners. And when you don't breathe properly, God has given us lungs 12 times more than you need. So you can remove one lung, you can remove half of the other lung, still one can live. And so, such a huge area of lungs, if you don't breathe deeply, the corners, recesses of the lung will remain the same, air remains for a long time, the germs get there and settle down. So I said, the breathing, proper breathing is actually necessary. And third thing is, your food must be an ideal one. Not only from the medical point of view, giving you sufficient calories and proteins and fats and carbohydrates. One who wants to practice yoga, he must have sattvic diet. Swamiji has already pointed out this point, so I need not go into the detail. Then by doing asanas, we don't want only to demonstrate difficult asanas, but you must establish yourself that you can sit down in one position for 3 years, 3 months, 3 hours. 12 years you can sit after that.
If you do 12 years, then you will get samadhi.
See? Usually it requires little practice. But that means when you want to seek for concentration and meditation, that's the aim for which we are doing all these things. So, this thing is necessary, a steady body, deep breathing, remaining for a long time. Then, we want to purify our heart. You see, just I give you an example. If I invite Swamiji to come to my residence, I know that Swamiji is a great soul. He is coming to my house. I must clean my house. I must clean, decorate it and do as clean as possible because a great soul is coming here. Then, if we want to invite Lord to come and occupy our heart, we must purify our heart as well. See, we don't, he is the greatest of the greatest in the world. If we want to give him residence in our heart, the heart must be purified. In a heart which is dirty, it is, all our thoughts, some pride and prejudice and such things are plenty lying. Master used to say, if you can see your heart someday, you will be with number of insects and all these things, dirt will be lying there. So we must purify. How to purify? If we are clothes, we can give it to the laundry and purify it, clean it. our heart we are not giving to the saints. Saints are the laundry persons who can wash our hearts. Please remember this. But we will give Swami Vishnu, bow down to him, probably present him something, but man never gives his heart even to his guru and great saints, and that's why it's difficult to pray. You must. In Sanskrit there is a word, tat sannidhav nagnam bhavet. In the presence of your saint or a guru, become naked. Naked means not to remove the clothes, give out everything in your heart, whatever weakness is there. That's as required. And with this understanding, Master was the greatest master of Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga means not doing activity. We are, people must be going to the offices, doing other work for the whole day. Is it karma? No, it is activity but not karma. Swamiji just now said, karma has got three things: the cause, the activity and its result. Three things put together is the karma. No activity is without the result. So even the activity, I suppose I am sitting here quiet like this, but I am thinking, it's an activity. Thinking and thoughts is an activity. Now if you consider that thought is an activity, man cannot remain inactive till he is living. You can't remain without thinking, can't remain without digesting your food, can't remain without breathing. So to say somebody that you must have nirvritti means complete inactivity is not possible. But activity you have to escape the results of activity. I think something bad about you. I have done activity. There's a bad thought, is a bad action. The party concerned may suffer or not, but I am going to suffer for this. Because I have done a bad thought, a bad activity, I must suffer. So the Karma Yoga, Swamiji says, is completely our greatest yoga, and that's why when I went to Master for a sannyas, he sent me back, probably not suitable for sannyas. So he said, his words were, you have to take your last breath in the operation theatre at Vinagar, where I was. See, it is now more than 20 years, more than 25 years, this demand came, and so I, in whatever way possible, started this activity. Being an eye surgeon, the only activity that I can do is the eye surgery. And India is a country where eye diseases and blindness is to a very great extent. Almost you can't imagine.
So the best of the blind people here.
About 1 crore of people in India are blind.
But here also in West also lots of blind people.
That is other way blind. And out of that, about 100,000 people are suffering from cataracts. Cataract is more common in tropical countries and hot countries than in the cold country like this. So he gave me an idea. You work for the poor blind. And then he gave, just as he gave me one idea, he says, you do not start a hospital and expect poor people to come to you, but go to their houses and treat them.
Mohammed is different from the Mohammed.
Yeah.
Mohammed will go to Mohammed.
Yeah.
So he goes to Mohammed.
And then in the letter, he writes to me, word is God. Worship of man is worship of service of man is worship of God. This is his own handwriting. If you see my letterheads, this his own handwriting in all our letterheads appears, and that has given us direction, inspiration, and energy to do this. That means we must not depend only on the hospital, but go out to the villages and serve them.
So, yoga teachers, you should not wait the students to come to you. You must go to the students.
Yes.
Don't forget that. I used to do that when I was first time in Montreal.
Swamiji has inherited from Master dynamism. He was dynamic, he was bhakta. Some other people have taken up bhakti, but the dynamism of Swami Vishnu, probably Swamiji also must not have expected when he told him that dynamism which I have been seeing for years together. So, instead of eye hospitals, we thought of an eye camp, just as we have got a camp here. So, similarly, we give publicity by leaflets, by our radios, by newspapers, and sometimes in our villages, neither radio goes nor newspaper goes. So our people have to go in the vehicle with a pamphlet, stick up in the walls in the villages that eye camp is being held at such and such a place on such and such a date. And you will be surprised, about 1,000 to 2,000 people collect to show their eyes. Our surgeons, on the first day, morning till evening, keep on examining, selecting the patients who require surgery. Surgery patients are admitted there. They are provided with cots, mattresses, everything. And they are prepared for surgery to be done on the next day. Those people who do not require surgery but are in need of medicament are given medicine free. And those who require nothing, they are advised accordingly. Then all these patients has to be treated. All examination just as is done in the hospital, urine examined, blood pressure to be examined, even sometimes blood for diabetes, whether the patient has cough or not, everything is checked up, necessary drugs given, and next day morning, our operation starts at the stroke of 5. Just as your pratna starts at the stroke of 6, we start our operative work at exactly 5 in the morning, whatever may be the season. And we never start our work without prayer of the Master. We have got a special photograph of him on a glass paper. We have his prayers, and then we start the operative work. Exactly at 5 prayers, 5:10, the operative work starts. That means my staff has to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to prepare the theatre, to prepare the patients, but they do it willingly. We have got at least sometimes 4 tables, sometimes 6 tables, and 3 to 4 surgeons operating simultaneously. One table operation, one surgeon operates on 2 tables. I am operating on number 1, the number 2 assistant is preparing the eyes, washing and suturing and keeping it ready. As soon as I finish here, I go here. In the meantime, this patient is bandaged, goes off, and the second patient is prepared. So it is like a machine, we keep on doing it. In Washington, there is a National Eye Bank. I went in 1980 and I told him we are doing about 150 to 200 operations in a day. They wouldn't believe. The director, John King, he simply got up from the chair. I have to tell him, sir, I am not talking from the Arabian Nights, I am talking our day-to-day experiences. And I had a small film, we showed him, then he said, you take away anything do you want from here, I'll give you.
This year to perform one eye operation, cataract operation, cost $7,000, but they had to prepare and bring the patient, this, that and that, and then you can't believe it. And when this type of math is not possible in America, it's impossible, they will say. And the conditions they have to do is not easy, just converting a high school just in the hospital for a few days, how difficult it is, you see, and providing everything.
And we have to provide not only beddings and cots and look after them medically, but we have to provide them food also. They have no money or no means to eat. And if I am a blind man, I am taken to the camp by some of my relatives or my son. So we have to feed 2 people for one operation. If we are doing 400 operations, 800 patients to be fed for 6 days. Plus, we are there, my staff, my servants, my volunteers and everybody. So one of the huge thing in a camp is to feed the people and to spend for it. You can't get everything free. The thing costs are increasing. Our cost in medicine and food are tremendously increasing. We are spending at present about 250 rupees per operation, cheapest.
That 250 is about $20.
$20, yes, roughly 20 Canadian dollars. That's all. It includes food, medicines, and everything. Once last year, the professor of the Bern University in Switzerland visited us, and after he worked in the camp with us. He saw our work. Then I told him, "Sir, do you suggest any change in our activity?" He said, "This is a great thing, and I think you are doing better than what we are doing in Switzerland and the West, because we are spending 400 times more than what you spend for your cataract patients, and the result is not more than 1% difference." See? And we have to leave one surgeon back. I go away after the operative work is over, but another surgeon remains, one male nurse remains, one assistant remains. They have to be there for 6 days. I go back on the 6th day to see all these patients, and we remove the bandage, give them dark glasses. That stuff is given free. Every patient operated in the camp is given a dark glasses, because he goes out in the sun and dust. If we don't do that, our labor would be wasted. We give them and give them medicine which will last for about 6 weeks. Then, after 6 weeks, we call them back to the same place where we had operated. Our surgeon examines everybody. If patient is okay, then he is given the cataract glasses. A cataract patient, unless he is given glasses, is not useful to him and to outsiders. So we give them glasses free. That completes our camp work on that day. That means after 6 weeks, we are sure that now patient is alright. If he has got any complications, we bring him to our base hospital, treat him there, and then give them glasses. So all these things has to be done. We have been doing on an average about 45 to 50 camps in a year. Each camp requires about 1 week. But we don't operate from May to August. May, June is very hot. July, August, September is the rainy season there. Our rains is much torrential rains there, so this activity has to be done from October to April. That's what we are doing. And the energy, direction, all is almost comes from Master. But for him, I could never have thought of taking a huge responsibility. I had nothing. When Swamiji came, I think 1954, we had organized what known as Sivananda eye camps at 3 towns, and Swamiji was sent as a Gurudev's representative there. I had nothing at that time. There had only 1 box of instruments, nothing more than that.
And that is only surgeon. There's no.
Yeah, I was the only man.
Volunteers mostly.
Yeah,
High school students are volunteers.
Because I had nothing. But because of his blessings, now we must be worth more than 100,000 rupees. Each equipments, instruments, vehicles, and we are about, at least we have got myself, another 5 eye surgeons and 1 general surgeon. We are 7 doctors, out of which 3 go in the camp and 2 look after our hospitals there by rotation. I am going out regularly, but the other surgeons keep on changing. That's all due to Master's grace and people's cooperation, not only in India, but with a great help from West also.
Seller gives all the vehicles.
When we started camp, after a few years after Swamiji came to West, in Switzerland, there is an institution known as Swiss Aid. Swiss Aid abroad. They are helping the developing countries, but I had no idea about it, about what has happened. So one day, their representatives dropped into my hospital. Hospital at Virnagar. Virnagar's population is only 2,000 people, of which about 300-400 is my campus in the hospital. We have got a hospital, we have got a school, high school, plus residence, and for kindergarten is for infants and young children. So they came, we had tea and we were just discussing the problems about blindness in India. When they got up, they said, we are very happy to hear from you this about the blindness, but Swiss Aid is interested only in agriculture and education, not in medical side. I said, I didn't say because you give me something, but this is because the discussion came, I told you. After coming to Bern, the gentleman writes to me, the ideas that you put before us about blindness are hovering around my mind. So, I request you, if you have got any proposals, you place before us. I do not say anything will happen. I place it before the people of Switzerland and it is they who will decide. I had no definite plans, but within a week I formed the plans and suggested that one mobile unit in those days, I am talking of 1968-69, it was not so costly as it is now. One big vehicle, one small vehicle and equipment. I wrote to them, it should contain 150,000 rupees for a unit. And later within 6 weeks, the reply comes only in 2 lines. The people of Switzerland offer you 300,000 rupees for 2 units. Please let me know how I should send you this amount. That's all, nothing more than that. It was a problem. They are giving this huge amount only on my responsibility. And suppose something happens to me, this people's amount will be wasted. So, Buddha gave an inspiration that you make a trust. So we invited our friends and well-wishers to form a trust or a society. I am the head of the society, but that means that even if I am not there, the society will keep on coming on. And after that, I visited Switzerland 2 or 3 times. They have given me plenty of instruments, the instruments which are not available easily in India, and equipment, financial help, plus other assistance. Every year, about 3 to 4 surgeons from Switzerland, Germany, come down and stay and work with us. It's a great thing for them, just as you are here in the Yogi campus, no smoking, no alcohol, no non-vegetarian diet. It's a great thing for you. So the surgeons who come to there have to take meals with me. So no chance of any non-veg food for them. No alcohol. And they respect me so much that they would not smoke in my presence. They may smoke when they go to their rooms for life. So it's a great thing there.
Here, please don't do your that.
Yeah, I know. So in that way, we have been continuing. But still, I feel that we should work more. Because every year, just imagine we are doing 7,000 operations, almost 7 times, or sometimes 8,000-10,000 operations per year. But still the condition of blindness still continues the same. We are not able to reduce the percentage of blindness because the span of life in India, just as it has increased everywhere, in India also it has increased.
See, also here too, blindness is increasing.
Yeah.
So many years I'm working with blindness.
Yeah. That Swamiji is talking of the spiritual blindness. So I feel we must work more. I'm planning to have more than one unit working separately, 2 units. But one thing we are not doing is we are not doing much for the preventive side of this. And so, as soon as I go from here, we have planned in such a way. Our usual camp, which Swamiji told you, is about 6 days. Now we are going to have a camp for 1 month. And Gurudev's idea that not even call the patients there, but our surgeon will go daily to 2 villages, examine all children and treat them as required, even give classes, because what happens, our villages are not even approachable by roads, and a middle-aged or a woman of 40 or 45 comes to us, Bapuji, I can't thread the needle. After 40 you require glasses. Now that lady can't find out the dust from the cereals, cannot thread the needle, cannot do stitching, so it's a difficult thing. Up to now, we were telling them, this work you can go to the city and get your number taken and purchase the glasses. One day I was sitting and thinking about it, the inspiration came, but what is the use of this poor lady? If she cannot go to a city alone, she will go with her husband or somebody. That means to spend about 20-25 rupees. The surgeon will charge 30-40 rupees as consulting charges, and then she goes for glasses. She will have to spend.
How much the glass cost?
About, to us costs only 10 rupees, but to a patient it costs 50.
But here, doctor, one glass, one eyeglass, for example, it costs maybe $80. That means 800 rupees.
I heard that. Glasses, you see. So she has to spend 200 rupees to go.
That's it. For that, 200 rupees like $200 for
dollars, yeah, almost $200 for you. And that she cannot spend, so she will continue without it. So we have made a contract with a manufacturing company. They are supplying us glasses at the rate of $1 one pair of glasses, 10 rupees. And what we do is, number required are 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3. We keep a large quantity of all these glasses ready. The patient comes, needs about plus 2 glasses, give the patient. This is, so in 1 month, we examine all the children, about 20 villages, all the elderly requiring surgery, and the glasses also. This is what in my aim, if I succeed in making arrangements financially for this. Now last year, this is our activity since 1949 or 50. It has been gradually going up. Last year, we had no rains. 85 there no rains, and our villages live only on the rain. Our cultivation depends upon rain. No rain, so by March, water exhausted everywhere. Even my hospital had not a drop of water. About 3,000 villages, absolutely no water anywhere. And so we had a well about 2 miles from my hospital. Our 2 jeep cars were continuously going there, filling the drums, bringing it to hospital. We have forgotten that water is available out of taps. We have forgotten, no water in the well.
You don't want to open the tap to find the water. You basic to open the tap.
And when there is no water, naturally for the poor people there is no food also for them. They can't get it. So government have started relief works, digging tanks, building roads, so that they get some labor charges, money. One day, some friend had come from England, so we went to see the work that is being done. It was about 5-6 kilometers from my headquarters. We went after finishing my hospital work at 11:30. Because people know me, I am there since last 30 years. 56 to 86 now. So people collected around me as to why I have come. Scorching hot. March is absolutely unbearable for you.
So you can't imagine that heat, it's just like I mentioned. The hot air will blow.
107, 108.
Like a furnace blowing up.
So people collected around about me. I just inquired what you are being paid and this thing. Then just an idea came. I said, you are breaking for lunch at 12 o'clock. They are off. So I said, what are you going to eat? So the old man came, opened up his cloth. He just wound up like this. One big piece of jowar. Jowar is the lowest quality of cereal that we get in our country. Very hard, thick. I tried to buy it. It's impossible with me to buy it. Then I asked him, how are you going? He was also about 50 or 55. How are you going to eat this? He says, sir, I dip it in water, soak it, and then I'll take it. And I thought, this is pretty bad. So I asked about 10, 15 people. All had the same thing. What can I do? What we say, if the sky breaks, you can't stitch it up. It's a huge thing for me. But I will keep on thinking that if these people have not even the barest minimum food quality required, if we are taking good food, we are doing a crime for the God's crime. But I had no way. Then we came to an idea that we had some milk powder lying, some bags we have received from the Red Cross in Austria, those lying with us. So I told my secretary, please start buttermilk from now. So we started buttermilk to be given to 2,000 people at